Hi everyone, my name is Lily. Thanks so much for joining me in this full body Vinyasa flow where we'll be working into half moon pose. So start in an easy cross-legged seated position. You can elevate your hips with a block, and we'll start by finding these neck rolls. So rotate your head in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction, nice and slow. And if you find a tense spot, maybe pause there and work out whatever there is going on there in that one spot and keep the roll going. Take this nice and easy. And then reverse the direction. So if you're going clockwise, go counterclockwise. Keep these circles nice and slow as we warm up. Connect with your breath. Find deep inhales and deep, slow, long exhales. And then find a neutral position, seated. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, maybe gaze up towards your hands. Exhale, drop your left hand to the ground. Right arm goes up and over for a side body stretch. Keep both sit bones glued to the ground. On your next inhale, reach your right hand down to the side of you and swing your left arm up and around. Maybe gaze up and under your arm. And flow through this. Side bend again to the left. Left hand places down by your side. Right arm swings up and around. And then right hand places to your side. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over. And exhale into each side bend. So inhale, rise, and exhale, side bend. Come back to a neutral seated position and find some shoulder rolls. So roll your shoulders in one direction and then the other direction. Deep, nice shoulder rolls. Maybe rock your head to side a little bit. Loosen up any tense areas in your neck, head, and shoulders. And when you're ready, find a tabletop position, hands stacked over shoulders, knees stacked over hips. Engage through your core, through your belly, tuck your tailbone to spine. And on your inhale, find cow pose, beetle asana, and on your exhale, find cat pose, marjariasana. So on your inhale, expand through your chest, drop your belly, and on your exhale, round through your spine, tuck tailbone, chin to chest. Flow through this a few more times. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Match your movement with your breath. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Chin draws into chest, belly button draws towards spine. Now find a puppy pose, walk your hands forward, past your shoulders, drop your chest down towards the mat, sink your heart down. Maybe chin comes to mat or forehead. I prefer to put my chin on the floor, but some people prefer to do forehead, whatever works for you, and breathe here. Knees should be directly underneath hips. And find this nice deep upper back stretch, like your heart is being magnetized to the ground. Find Sphinx pose, lower your hips to the ground, stack elbows underneath shoulders, press through hands and fingertips, bring chin parallel to the ground, expand through your chest. Inhale, and then on your exhale, press up into a tabletop or take it to a full plank pose, whatever you're comfortable with. You can always lower your knees, engage through your core, your buttocks, and then press back into downward facing dog. Tailbone presses up towards the sky, firm through your heels. Draw your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, and then exhale, walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Fold forward into Uttanasana. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe grab your elbows, swing side to side. Find a deep bend in your knees. And find this nice low back release, spine release. Find stillness. And then on your next inhale, rise up, press through your heels, go through each vertebrate Rise up to a standing Tadasana. Arms reach up towards the sky for Urdhva Hastasana. Gaze goes up. Inhale, and then exhale, palms reach down to heart. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, palms to heart center, and then fold forward into an Uttanasana on your exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, so hands come to floor, shins, thighs, or blocks. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise. Arms reach up towards the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Maybe find a slight back bend. Gaze goes up, and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Hands come up halfway to shins, thighs, or floor, blocks. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, find Urdhva Hastasana. Arms reach up towards the sky, gaze goes up. Maybe find a slight back bend, and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, plant your hands and step back into a tabletop. Lower your knees stacked underneath hips, hands stacked underneath shoulders. Inhale, straighten your right leg, flex your toes back behind you, and on your next exhale, swing your right leg to the outer edge of your right hand and tap it, or tap it somewhere thereabouts. On your exhale, tap. Inhale, swing the leg back, keep the leg to a hover, rotate your hip down so that it's pointing towards the top, towards the mat. Exhale, tap. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, tap the foot. Inhale, back. Exhale, tap the foot, and all the while drawing your belly button to your spine, engaging your core. On your next inhale, bring the foot in between your hands, come up into Anjaneyasana, low lunge, arms raised towards sky, palms shine towards each other. Focus your drishti on a spot that's not moving, and breathe here. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bring hands to heart center. Breathe and then find a twist. Wrap your left elbow around right knee. Try and draw your palms to your heart center. Press through that left elbow and the back left foot. Gaze behind you and breathe here. In breath and out breath. Maybe tuck your back left toes. Lift your back left knee. Keep focusing your drishti, your gaze. On your next exhale, bring your hands back to the mat. Plant your hands. Find tabletop again, swinging your right knee back to meet the left. Inhale, reach your left leg back, extend it, flex your foot, and swing the left leg out to the side to tap the right or the outer edge of your left hand or somewhere thereabouts on your exhale. And then inhale, reach the left leg back again. Keep those toes flexed. Belly button draws towards spine. Inhale, swings it back, and exhale, swings it around to tap. Inhale, brings it back. Engage through that left glute. Exhale, tap. Inhale, swings it back. And exhale, draw your knee through your chest, in between your hands, and find Anjaneyasana. Left foot steps in between your hands. Arms reach up towards sky. Palms shine towards one another. Gaze is focused. Find an in-breath and an out-breath here. On your next inhale, draw hands to heart center, palms touch, and then exhale, twist. Right elbow meets left knee, and press through that right elbow to knee connection here. Focus your gaze behind you. The goal here is to bring palms to the center of chest, but if that's not what you're doing here, that's totally fine too. Maybe tuck right back toes, lift right knee. Find this nice deep twist. On your next inhale, unravel, plant your hands, come back into tabletop. And then press back up into downward dog. Firm through your tailbone, up to the sky. Press your chest towards the ground. Maybe do some pedaling. Draw your heels towards the ground. Maybe bend your knees and straighten them. Really find a nice flow here. Rock your hips from side to side. Loosen up your downward dog. And then find stillness. Breathe here. On your next inhale, roll into a high plank, and then exhale, push back into a downward dog. So inhale, roll, undulate through your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And exhale, arch your back, arch your spine, push back into downward dog. One more time. Inhale, plank, and exhale, downward dog. Find stillness here again. In breath and out breath. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Keep it straight and square. Roll out your ankle one direction, then the other. Bend your knee, open up the hips, stack your hips, right hip over left hip. On your next inhale, straighten that leg, and just like we did before in tabletop, swing that foot all the way to the outer edge of your right hand and rise up into warrior two. So exhale, sink into warrior two, bend that front right knee, and arms go out straight to either side of you. Palms should be somewhere about over your feet. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Gaze goes over right middle finger. Inhale, find reverse warrior. Right arm reaches up. Left arm goes down. Left leg. Find the nice side body stretch here. One more in breath and one more deep out breath. Exhale, find extended warrior. Extended side angle, where you place your right elbow onto your thigh, a block, the floor, wherever is most accessible, and reach your left arm up and over alongside your ear. So left forearm, left upper arm should be grazing your left ear. And breathe here. Draw your left hip back. Inhale, and then exhale, find warrior two again. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your front right leg. And then exhale, find full triangle. Right hand meets block, shin, upper thigh, and lean back as though you're getting pressed between two window panes of glass. And bring that left hip back. Breathe here. Maybe draw your left arm up and over your left ear. And now we're going to pretend to be rock stars. So on your next inhale, rotate your arm up and around and over your body, all the way around. But keep your shoulders stacked as you're doing this. So it's just your arm moving. Your triangle pose is the same, just finding an even deeper side bend stretch with some mobility here. Keep rotating up and around and over. And then on your next exhale, come into high lunge. Arms reach up towards sky. Pivot onto your back left foot. And breathe here. Maybe find a little bit of a back bend. Inhale and then exhale. Place your hands back to the mat and step into a forward fold. Uttanasana. Left foot meets right foot. Inhale, rise into Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach towards sky, maybe find a little bit of a back bend here. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, find your flow, find your Chaturanga, your high plank, your plank with knees lowered. Lower your chest down to either a cobra pose, or you could even try crow pose like what I'm doing. Whatever feels right to you, do it here. Lower your chest down to a hover, and then find upward facing dog, cobra, and push back into a downward dog. We meet here, and find a few deep breaths. Press through the backs of your heels, your chest. Inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky. Point your toes, roll out that left ankle, one direction, and then the other direction. Inhale, bend your knee, stack your left knee over your hip, draw left heel towards left glute while you're doing this. Really press that heel into left glute and swing that left leg up and over to meet the mat on the left outer side of your left hand. And come up into warrior two. Left knee stacks over left ankle, arms reach out to either side, gaze focuses over left front middle finger. Bend deeply into that front left knee. And breathe here in warrior two. Inhale, Find reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up over left ear. Right hand goes down right thigh. Inhale brings you back up into warrior 2. And exhale, find extended side angle. So place left forearm onto left thigh or left hand onto a block, the floor. Reach your right arm up. Shoulders stack. Gaze either goes up and under the arm or to the ground, whatever's easier for your neck. Extend right arm up and over your ear and hold this for a few breaths. Inhale and out. Inhale, rise back up into warrior 2. And exhale, find reverse triangle. Straighten that front left leg. Reaching through left arm, place left hand onto shin, block, ground, whatever's accessible, thigh, and stack your shoulders. Right arm reaches up towards the sky, press back like you're being pressed into 2 panes of glass, and gaze up or down. And just like a rock star, we're going to find these rotations with the arm again. Keep everything still except for your right arm is going to be rotating up and around and over. Find full body circles here. Gaze stays up or down. And breathe here. Find this nice side body stretch. A deep stretch for your side body, hamstrings. Keep both feet pressed evenly into the mat. And breathe here. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, out. Connect your body with your breath. And on your next inhale, come back to the top of the mat. Step right foot to meet the left. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, draw your right knee into your chest. Pull your knee in with your hands. Stay here, finding balance, vestibular balance through your body. Or bring your 2 right peace fingers, wrap them around your right big toe. Stay here or straighten your right leg. Find balance, draw your right hip back, flex your right toes, focus your drishti, your gaze, bring left hand to left hip, and breathe here a few breaths. Stay strong through that balancing leg. That left foot is grounded through all 4 corners. Try not to dig through your toes. And if you feel like it, you can bring your right leg out to the side, keep it straight, and then maybe hinge at your hips, fold forward, bring chest parallel to ground. Inhale, and then exhale, rise up, back through your center, back where you came from, and release. Shake it out, shake out your whole body. Let that pose go, and then we're going to do the next side. So hug your left knee in towards chest, stay here, or wrap your 2 left fingers around your big toe, your peace fingers around your big left toe. Stay here with right hand placed on right hip, or straighten your left leg. Focus your drishti here. Be strong through your right standing leg, your balancing leg, and breathe here. Inhale and deep exhale. Feel the strength of your body here. If you feel like it, you can rotate your leg out to the side, your left leg out, and hinge from your hips. Fold your chest parallel to the ground. A nice, fun, balancing act here. Bring your leg back out in front of you and release. Shake it all out once more. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Full body shake. Maybe roll out your head a little bit. Breathe that out. It's kind of a hard pose, getting us ready for half moon after a few more poses. So inhale, arms reach up towards Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant hands, find plank pose. Engage through core. Draw belly button towards spine. Press through all 10 fingertips. Lower down halfway or all the way and find a back bend of choice. Cobra, could be upward dog, could be crow pose. This is a choose your own adventure here with your chaturanga flows. And then press back into a downward dog. Press tailbone up towards sky. Press chest towards the mat. And breathe here. Inhale, reach right leg up towards sky. Point through right toes. And step your right foot in between your hands. Rise up into Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Hands come to meet up overhead. Maybe gaze goes up. Press through the back outer edge of that left foot. Inhale, and then exhale, interlace your hands back behind you. Draw your hands down along your tailbone. Inhale, and then exhale, forward fold, humble warrior. Crown of the head reaches towards the mat. Hands go up towards sky as much as possible. You can also bend your elbows here and grab onto forearms if this is too much for your elbows. Inhale, rise. Keep the clasp of the hands. Maybe open up through the chest. Look up. Arms reach up towards the sky. And then rotate your outer left foot and find goddess pose. With toes pointing out, heels pointing in, sink into your goddess pose. Find cactus arms. And pulse here. Tailbone reaches down towards mat. Pulse, little baby pulses. Start igniting the fire within. Keep pulsing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then on your next inhale, release. Arms go up towards sky, straighten legs. And then interlace your hands behind your back, just like we did before in Humble Warrior. Inhale, expand through chest, and exhale, forward fold, hands drop back behind you. Try not to hyperextend through your elbows. Prasarita, Padottanasana. Find a nice deep hamstring stretch. Press through all four corners of your toes, of your feet. And breathe here. Find a nice neck release. And on your next inhale, bring fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, grab your two big toes with your peace fingers, forward, halfway lift, and then forward fold. And draw yourself deeper into this wide-legged forward fold. Maybe shake your head out, nod your head from side to side, yes and no. Inhale, bend your right knee, find a nice deep stretch through your inner left hip, left thigh, and exhale into the pose. Inhale, bend your left knee, and exhale into the pose. Inhale, release, find wide-legged forward fold. Rotate back onto your right foot. Feet and hands plant facing towards the top of the mat and step back into downward facing dog. Right foot meets left. Breathe here. Inhale, reach left leg up towards the sky, point the toes, draw left foot in between your hands, step your foot, and come up into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana One. Hands touch overhead, palms touch, maybe gaze goes up towards the sky, and breathe here. Press through the outer edge of the back right foot. On your next exhale, release your hands back behind you. Interlace your hands the more unusual way. Draw your hands along your tailbone. Inhale, and then exhale, humble warrior. Draw your crown of your head towards the ground. Hands reach up overhead. And arms, try not to hyperextend. Breathe here. Inhale, rise, brings you back up into Warrior One. And then rotate your outer left foot. Toes point out, heels point in. Find goddess pose, cactus your arms. Sink deeply into your hips. Knees stack over ankles. Maybe rock side to side. Breathe here. Find a little bit of a pulse up and down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Connect with your breath, your body. Find that nice fiery sensation in this goddess pose. Keep the pulse and then release. Straighten your legs, arms go up overhead. Inhale, and then exhale, forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. You can grab the outer edges of your feet, the back of your ankles, bring hands to blocks. The goal here is to bring the crown of the head somewhere about towards the floor. Breathe here. Rotate your feet to point towards the back of the mat. Find half splits. Reach left leg up towards sky. Point through your toes. Place your left hand to the floor. Right hand comes to the back of right ankle. Draw crown of head towards the mat, towards the ground. Chin towards chest. Breathe here. Inhale, and then exhale, release. Flowing back through a low goddess. Plant your left foot down to the ground. Find half splits. Right leg points up towards sky. Left foot is planted. Left hand behind back. Left ankle, right hand down. Inhale. And then exhale. Come back into high plank and flow through your chaturanga. So you're going to inhale, lower down halfway or all the way to the mat. Find a cobra pose, a crow pose, an upward facing dog, a handstand, whatever your choice is here, your own adventure, and push back into a downward dog where we all meet. Breathe here a few times. In breath and out breath. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky, bend your knees, stack your hips, and place your right foot in between your palms. Rise up into high lunge, arms go up towards sky. Focus your drishti, draw belly button towards spine. Hips should be underneath heart. Heart should be underneath head. Maybe bend the back knee a little bit. Inhale, draw your left knee up towards sky, and then wrap it around your right knee. Coming into Garudasana here. Right arm wraps underneath left arm. Maybe find a wrap of the hands. Focus your gaze, sink into that right knee. Maybe wrap your left leg once or twice. Find the full bind. Eagle pose, Garudasana. Sink deeply into your right foot, your right leg. Find that stability. On your next inhale, draw your left leg up and keep the wrap of your arms. Find Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3 with the eagle arms. Flex through your left foot. Find length through your spine, length through your neck. Gaze goes towards the mat. And then release into a cactus arm. Rotate your arms up and around and place your left foot next to your right foot. Find Tadasana. Shake out your legs. Inhale, arms reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Push back into a plank, high plank, chaturanga. Lower your elbows or your knees. Lower down into a back bend of choice. And push back into downward dog where we meet once more. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky, point through your left toes. And exhale, plant your left foot in between your hands. And come up into high lunge. Arms reach up towards the sky. Right knee bends slightly. Belly button draws towards spine. Focus your gaze. And you know where we're going after this. Garudasana, eagle pose. So on your next inhale, draw your right knee up towards your chest and wrap it around your left leg once or twice. Left arm underneath right arm. Find the bind. Maybe hands bind too. Focus your drishti. Left leg is strong. Try not to dig in through your toes. Breathe here. In our strong eagle pose. On your next inhale, draw knee towards chest. Exhale, fold into Warrior 3, keeping the eagle arms. Flex through your right foot. Find that nice deep stretch through your shoulders. Elbows draw up and away from your chest. Hands go away from face. Inhale and exhale, release. Back into a Tadasana. Maybe roll out the shoulders a little bit. Find a nice Tadasana here. Inhale and then exhale. Release into forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Now find some sort of chaturanga, crow pose, inversion, upward facing dog. Choose your own adventure here. I'm doing crow pose for a few breaths. And then I'm going to release into a plank. Lower down into a chaturanga halfway and up into an upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog where we all meet. A few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Three-legged dog and step windmill, arms up and around. Find Warrior 2. Breathe here. Arms reach out on either side of the body. Inhale. And then exhale. Grab both blocks. Reach forward. Or don't do this step. Just go without blocks. Extend through both arms, reaching blocks out to either side of you to build strength. Exhale, find reverse warrior. And then inhale, very slowly place your right hand to the ground. Reach your left leg up. Try and stack your left hip over your right hip. Reach left arm up towards the sky, balancing the block. And stack your shoulders, stack your hands. Breathe here in your half moon pose. Maybe reach left arm back up and find Chapasana, sugarcane pose, grabbing your left foot, left ankle, and press your left foot into left palm. Release into half moon pose. Come back into warrior two, grabbing both blocks. Inhale, and then exhale, come back into a plank, releasing your blocks. Lower through chaturanga, halfway or all the way. Upward facing dog, cobra, and we meet in downward facing dog here. Breathe here and get ready for the next side. So inhale, reach left leg up towards sky, point through toes. And place your left foot down. Find warrior two, grab both blocks. Reach through both hands, both blocks, building strength here, arm strength. Inhale in your warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up, right arm down. Inhale, and then exhale, release left hand down to the ground, to the block. Right arm reaches up towards sky. Right leg kicks up and back to find half moon pose. Focus your gaze, focus your drishti. Shoulders stack, hips stack. Right hip over left hip. Maybe lower your right block down so that you can grab your right foot into Chapasana, sugarcane pose. Kick your right foot into right hand. Breathe here. Find a nice quad stretch. Release. Back into half moon pose. Grab both blocks again. Release. Release your blocks. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Step back into a downward dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Now we're going to start to slow things down. Shorten your downward dog. Widen your feet. And find a rotation. Keep your left hand planted. Grab your left ankle with your right hand. And rotate here. Twist through the pelvis. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Grab right ankle with left hand. Twist. Inhale and exhale. Release back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, right toes point. Draw knee towards chest and come into pigeon pose. Put block underneath hips if you feel like you need to elevate your hips a bit. If your hip is off the ground, you definitely want to put a block underneath. Stay lifted or lower down into a full pigeon pose. You can place a block underneath your head and breathe here. Find a nice outer hip stretch for your right outer hip. Pigeon pose is a nice way to release any tension buildup in your hips. As we slow this practice down and thank our body for what it did in those last few minutes. Well, more than just a few minutes, 30 minutes. A couple more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Start to slow your breath down. Inhale, rise back up. Takes us back into a downward facing dog. Breathe here. And then inhale, reach your left leg up towards sky, point your left toes. Draw left knee in towards chest, place knee behind your left ankle or your left wrist, my bad. Lower your hips down to find pigeon pose. Breathe here. Remember, you can always place a block underneath your forehead, block underneath hips. Breathe here as you melt into your pigeon pose. Find a nice deep hip release in your outer left hip. Slow your breath down and be here in this pose. Be here with your body. Remember, yoga is much more than the pose. It's also an opportunity to connect with your soul, your spirit, your mind, your inner self. And it's also an opportunity to slow down the mind. Keep breathing here. On your next inhale, rise back up onto your hands. Swing your right leg up and around to find a Paschimottanasana, a seated forward fold. So straighten your legs out in front of you. Flex your toes towards your face. Inhale, reach arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hinge from your hips. Lengthen through your spine and forward fold. Grab your toes or just leave arms on either side of your legs. Maybe you use blocks to elevate your chest, your head. You can bend your knees here as much as you need. Just relax into this pose, this forward fold. As we relax our back, our legs, our spine, we slow down our breath, reconnect with our practice. Feel the heartbeat in your chest, and pause here for a couple more moments. Your next inhale, bring your right inner foot to your inner left thigh. Bring left hand to right knee and find a side body stretch. Right arm reaches up and over your head. Flex your left toes towards you. It's like a twist and a side bend at the same time. Seated, twisted, side bend. Breathe here. Open through your chest. And then release. Exhale, plant your right hand down towards the ground and find a wild thing modification, wild thing variation. Press your hips towards the sky. Left hand goes back up and around. And then release your hips down to the ground. Let's find the other side. Left foot pulls into right inner thigh. Right hand grabs left knee. Left arm reaches up and around as you side bend to the right. A nice twisted side bend here. Relax your head, flex your right toes towards you. Release into the side body stretch for one more breath. And then exhale. Release your left hand down to the ground, to the side of your hip, to your left hip. And find this wild thing modification with the knee grounded. Press through your hips. Right arm reaches up and around. Maybe gaze goes back behind you. Press through those hips. And then release your hips down to the ground. Bring legs out in front of you again. Lower down to your back. Grab one block before you lower, actually. Place the block on its lowest, mid, or high setting. Place it underneath your sacrum, your lower buttocks, lower back, more so on your glutes. And relax your glutes into the block. Keep your knees bent. Flatten your feet to the ground. Find this modified, relaxed bridge pose. Really relax your hips into the block. Arms reach on either side of you. Relax your neck, your head, your chest. You can even straighten your legs up towards the sky. Flex and point your feet. I find this to be a really nice low back release as well. And an option here. You can bend your knees, bring them wide. Find circular motions with your legs, opening up through your hips and closing your legs together. You can also just keep your legs straight up or into the bridge pose variation with your feet down on the mat, knees bent. Choose your own adventure here with your bridge pose as we prepare for Shavasana. If your legs were lifted, lower them back down to the ground, feet flat on the mat. Press your hips up to release your block out from underneath you. Lower your hips back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Rock your hips from side to side. Widen your feet to rock your knees to the left. And then drop them to the right. You can find a cactus arm with your arms or a T shape. Maybe pause as you knock your knees to the left. pause, rock your knees to the right, slow this down that much more. Hold the pause to the right for a couple breaths, and then rock to the left, hold the pause for a couple breaths. When you're ready, find Shavasana, straighten your legs down the mat, widen your arms on either side of you, or do what I'm doing and bring left hand to chest to meet the heart, right arm, right hand to belly. Feel your heartbeat, connect with your breath, but don't control your breath. Let your breath be whatever it is. Relax your body fully here. Pause in this corpse pose. Shavasana has a lot of deep philosophical meanings behind it, but this is our opportunity to really integrate our practice into our mind-body-soul connection. Let go and release all feelings of control. This is the time to release all that doesn't serve you. Relax your head deeply into the ground. Feel Mama Earth hold you from underneath. She's always there for us, and we can always experience this when we choose. And I find it to be such a beautiful thing that after just 41 minutes of movement, or even if it was just 10 minutes, we can connect to our body in such a more peaceful, deep way. Our society tends to drive humans to be very active. We lead somewhat stressful lives at times, and we're very stimulated by the world. So feeling this Shavasana, this meditation, allows us to release the urge to be stimulated. Something that I find to be so beautiful about this practice is the way that, at least for me, time doesn't exist. It doesn't really feel real. Especially when you're tapping into that true flow state. 40 minutes to me really only feels like 5 minutes, or it doesn't really even feel like time is applied to it, because I feel in such a state of peace, and I love connecting with my body in this way. And I really enjoy sharing it with you all. So rest here in Shavasana for as long as you want. Breathe here, connect to your breath. Maybe that's a way to quiet the mind. You can feel the air touching your skin. There are all different ways to quiet the mind. Just to be here, be present. Stay here as long as you want, truly, if you have the time. Funny that we were just talking about time, but if time allows, stay in your Shavasana. Rest here. Or if you feel ready, and you want to wake yourself up, you can start by wiggling your toes and your hands. Maybe rotate through your wrists, your ankles. Find a full body deep stretch. Reach your arms up overhead, feet point towards the bottom of the mat. Rotate to one side, pull knees into chest. Pause here. And when you're ready, rise up into a seated position. Keep your eyes closed here. Feel the effects of your practice. Rest here for a few more short moments. If you're out in nature like I am, listen to maybe the birds chirping, the rustle of the leaves. Something I've been really interested in listening to lately are the sounds of the birds' wings flapping. It's very, very relaxing noise to listen to. Breathe in and reach arms up towards sky. Palms come to meet at heart center. Flutter your eyes open, very gently, very slowly. Maybe crack a little bit of a smile. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I super enjoyed guiding you through this, and I'm sending you so much love on your yoga journey, and I hope to practice with you soon in the future. So thanks for being here. See you next time.